Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If you are new here, my name is Danny. So today I am doing a full face of KJAER WEIS. This is a video that I have been wanting to make for quite a while, but I did not have enough KJAER WEIS products to do a full face. But now I do, so I am super excited to be showing you this. Now this is the look that I created. I know it is quite simple, but I'm kind of going for a natural, like everyday pinky bronzy, just very like natural everyday makeup look. So just a little disclaimer here, some of these products I purchased and some were kindly gifted, but yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Alright, so I already applied sunscreen, and if you're curious, I used the KOA sunscreen. I'll link it below if you guys are curious, but it's a sunscreen that I've been really enjoying. I find that it works really well and it doesn't cause breakouts. So if you're interested in checking it out, I'll have it linked below. But then for foundation, I'm going to use the KJAER WEIS Cream Foundation. If you guys have tried KJAER WEIS products, I don't know if you have experienced that, but it always falls out. It does have the little sticky thing here, but it just always falls out. Let me know if you guys know a way to make it stay in there, but for some reason it's just not staying in there. It always falls out when I try to show it. But anyway, so I'm gonna start off with the KJAER WEIS Cream Foundation. Now I do have the shade Ethereal, and this is going to be my first time testing this out, so I figured I might as well test it out on camera. But a little bit about it. So it says that you want to apply this with a well moisturized face. So I do want to apply a moisturizer first. I'm just going to use this one from Gunilla of Sweden. It's just a super simple moisturizer, good for oily, acne prone skin. I actually featured this in a recent skincare routine video. But yeah, I really like this moisturizer. It works really well. So I'm just going to make sure my face is really nice and moisturized before applying this foundation, since that is what it says to do. It says because this foundation is formulated without synthetics, it's important to apply to a well moisturized face. So got my face all nicely moisturized. It says to pair it with the Beautiful oil or your favorite moisturizer for beautiful buildable coverage. I don't have the Beautiful oil, so that's why I just used that moisturizer that I have. And then it says formulated with skincare level ingredients. The foundation is makeup that benefits your skin with every use, can be applied by hand or with the KJAER WEIS foundation brush. I do not have the KJAER WEIS foundation brush, so I am going to use my hands to apply this. At least I'm going to try to do that. And it says that this is supposed to provide a medium to full coverage with a velvety semi-matte finish. So I'm just going to go ahead and swirl my finger in here to kind of warm it up. Also, I feel like applying with your fingers might be the way to go over a brush, just because this is going to really warm up the product, help it actually melt, and then also help it melt into your skin. Again, I have the shade Ethereal. I feel like that does look like a pretty good match. I definitely want to, yeah, you definitely need to have a moisturized face, because it's pretty thick and it's not super creamy, at least not at first. I actually think I should mix this with a facial oil, so I'm gonna go get a facial oil real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a facial oil. I'm gonna use the Cora Organics. This is their Nani Glow facial oil or face oil. I don't really want to put a drop of it in this actual thing, but I don't know, maybe I should, because I mean, it does warm up a little bit, but it's still like, it still almost feels like pretty matte. Kind of apply it on top of that, and I'm just gonna start. I really don't know what the best way to apply it is. I feel like this is not the best way to apply it. It definitely is feeling quite dry, so you really do want to moisturize your skin really well. I feel like I'm almost gonna need to take a new approach. Oh goodness, it feels weird to just apply oil right on top of where I just put foundation. I feel like you guys are gonna cringe so hard at me doing this, but it feels really dry. So I'm just gonna kind of dab some of this oil on here to try to make this foundation work a little bit better, because my face obviously was just not moisturized enough. So now my skin has that layer of oil on there. So I'm just gonna again take some, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it in like this. But okay, it seems to be applying much better now that I have that oil layer on there. So you very much do need to have a moisturized face, like it says. Honestly, unless you have like an extremely moisturizing, just like cream moisturizer, I almost recommend just going in with an oil rather than the moisturizer, just because I feel like the oil is really going to help this foundation just glide on much easier. Otherwise it does just immediately feel pretty matte. So definitely make sure your face is very well moisturized. Okay, so right now I actually feel like this is giving me a medium coverage. With my amount of hyperpigmentation that I have, I don't know if it would be able to reach full coverage, but I definitely see a medium coverage coming out of this. But honestly, I mean, if you build it up, you might be able to get full coverage, but I guess it really just depends on how much you really have to cover up. I will say it is looking a little bit heavy where I have kind of like some texture, but I feel like that will happen with most foundations. But since this is a cream foundation, sometimes I do find that cream foundations can kind of catch on to those like patches a little bit more, especially like little dry patches. You can definitely like emphasize those, but I mean, a lot of cream foundations will do that. Yeah, I feel like definitely using your fingers is going to be the way to go, because it's going to really help you to warm up the product. I feel like if you use a brush, it just might not warm up the product enough and it won't make it look as seamless. Alright, so there we go. So I got that layer on. I think I'm actually just going to leave it as that. I don't think I'm going to like go in and try to build it up anymore, just because it already is looking slightly heavy in like some areas where I have some active blemishes going on. It's just clinging to those areas just a little bit. So I don't really want to add a bunch more because I don't want it to look even more obvious. So now I'm going to take the KJAER WEIS concealer, and this is what that looks like. And I have this in the shade F130. This is supposed to be a high coverage formula that invisibly covers dark circles and skin imperfections. It's formulated with high quality skincare ingredients that nourish and soothe the skin, helping diminish redness associated with irritation. Perfectly balanced, lightweight and creamy texture that stays put without being too drying. So again, I have the shade F130. So I'm just going to apply a couple dots under the eyes, and I do think that this one is a little bit brighter, a little bit lighter than my natural skin tone, and almost a little bit more yellow toned. But so I don't really want to use this to spot conceal, and honestly I feel like the foundation did a good enough job. Yes, there is a little bit poking through, but I'm satisfied with the amount of coverage that it gave. So I'm just going to blend this in with my finger on this side, and I'll use the brush on the other side just so you guys can see what that looks like. But I definitely think that blending it in with your finger, again, is going to give you the most seamless appearance. But I think that's pretty much normally always the case. This is what their concealer brush looks like, or their buffer concealer brush looks like. So then I'll show you. I honestly just don't feel like this works for me. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but it looks a bit patchy this side. Hopefully you can see that it's quite well blended in. I feel like using your finger really just helps it melt into the skin better because you're using the warmth of your finger. And this one just leaves a little bit of like patchiness. But I'm not surprised. Brushes normally do that to me. Maybe you wouldn't have that issue, but I personally normally do. So that's why I normally don't prefer to use the brush. But I do think that this brush would be nice for like spot concealing as well, if you really want to like try to add some extra coverage, because using a brush helps to add some more coverage. All right, so now I do not have their translucent powder. I did have a little sample of it, but that's pretty much gone. And honestly, I kind of want to go for like a glowy, dewy look today, so I'm not going to set it. And I actually like how it looks. I feel like it does give kind of like a satin matte finish, like it says. I believe it said satin matte, but it gives a little bit of a dewiness to it, but that's also actually, that's really because of the oil. On its own, I do think it would be very close to like a matte feeling foundation, at least on my specific skin type. That's just how it was feeling for me. If you have dry skin, it might feel even more matte, but if you use an oil, you can definitely make it work. Now I'm gonna go in with their bronzer. This is in the shade Basque, so this is what it looks like. Such gorgeous packaging. I think this packaging is so gorgeous, except for it very much does get messy with your fingers, but it has a very luxurious feel to it, like KJAER WEIS products do. It's very much a luxurious clean makeup brand. now I'm going to apply some blush, and I actually do have two kind of blush products to show you. So the first one is their cream blush, and this is what this looks like. This is in the shade Blossoming. It's a really gorgeous, like, everyday pink color. And then I also have their Flush and Glow Duo. This is what this one looks like. So you kind of have like that bronzer shade right here, and then you have the blush shade right here. So this is in the shade Sunlit Glow. These both look so gorgeous. So this cream blush is described as our pride and joy, a dewy touch of color that melts into the skin. So it says it gives a healthy touch of color and sun-kissed glow to cheeks, lips, and eyes. Highly pigmented and easily blendable formula that melts into the skin, works on all skin types and skin tones. So I definitely agree that this is very pigmented. I actually used this in a recent video, and I found that it was very pigmented, showed up very well. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this on each side. I am, of course, going to show you the other ones, the Glow Duo as well. But as you can see, like, that is very pigmented. But the thing that I really like about cream blushes is how natural they look on the skin. It's really going to give you that natural kind of like color from within. It's not going to really look like you have makeup on. Of course, unless you put a lot, then it's obviously like super bold. But if you just kind of like go light-handed with this, or even not, it's still just gonna look like, it's gonna look very natural. It doesn't look heavy, and it just sinks into your skin in a way that it looks like skin still. The Flush and Glow Duo, this is described as a creamy dual color compact to create a natural apple cheeked glow. It says Flush and Glow Duo creates the ideal fresh faced look to go with our KJAER WEIS nude naturally lipsticks and lip liners. Each Flush and Glow compact holds our best-selling buildable cream blush to create natural apple cheeked warmth and a low-key shimmery cream highlighter for a swoosh of dewy radiance. Okay, so I think, so this is actually supposed to be a highlighter. I feel like I would definitely be able to use it as a bronzer shade, but if you do have a deeper skin tone, this might be one that you can use as a highlighter. So that's cool. I definitely probably didn't pick out the correct shade, because this obviously is not going to work for me for a highlighter, but I think that I could honestly use it for like a bronzer on like a like during the summer. I feel like that would look really nice. But I'm just gonna swatch these so you guys can see what they look like. So I'm just gonna take this side. Okay, so let's just swatch that. Alright, so there is what that highlighter shade looks like. Definitely better for if you have a deeper skin tone. Otherwise, if you have a lighter complexion like me, you can try to use it like a bronzer. So then let's swatch this blush. This blush shade looks so pretty. It's also super creamy. It feels very similar to the foundation. So that is what that looks like. So gorgeous. I really like that color. I think it's so pretty for like an everyday pink. I do want to kind of compare it with the other cream blush. So I'm going to swatch this shade right next to that one and see how similar it is. It's actually really similar. I wonder if these are actually supposed to be like the same. I don't think it is. This one almost like looks like a little bit more like a baby pink color, and this one has like it's a little bit more of like a cooler undertone, I feel like, and this one I feel like has a little bit of a warmer undertone. But as you can see, they are very similar. Maybe you think I'm crazy for saying that. Maybe you're like, they literally look the same. I'll just go ahead and apply a little bit of this one on top of the current cheek color that I have on, because why not? Let's just demo this one as well. It really does like look basically the same, but super pretty pink color. And the thing about these is they can be a very like multi-use product. Cream products are very multi-use. You could totally use these on the eyes as well. Okay, so then for eyeshadow, I have one of their powder eyeshadows. This is in the shade Magnetic. It is described as a brown gold. It's supposed to be highly pigmented and delivers a buildable color payoff that can go from subtle to dramatic. Bamboo replaces synthetic silicones for a silky texture that blends easily. A non-chalky, silky texture glides smoothly, long-lasting wear that works on sensitive eyes. I feel like it has like a very little hint of like shimmer in it. Very little bit of like shimmer in here. It is mostly matte. So I'm just going to apply this to the crease. I'm just going to take a little bit. It does seem like it is very pigmented. So I'm just going to go in very lightly. Okay, yes, super pigmented. do not have a brow product from KJAER WEIS. I don't even know if they have one. I don't think that they have a brow product yet. So I actually already did my brows, and I used the Plume. I used the Plume Nourish and Define Brow Pencil, and here's the spoolie side, and this side with the product. I have this in the shade Ashy Daybreak. And then for mascara, I'm going to use their volumizing mascara. They also have a lengthening mascara, but this one is the volumizing mascara. It says thickening, lifting, and conditioning mascara for full enhanced lashes that last all day. Benefits volume, definition, and conditioning for your lashes in one tube. Specially designed brush with staggered bristles to avoid clumping. Gentle and safe to the eyes. Packaged for 3 months of use to avoid bacteria build up, long lasting. This is what the wand looks like. Okay, so that is what it looks like when it is initially applied. I don't know that this one actually does a whole lot of volumizing for me. I feel like mascaras can almost be like really individual, just depending on your own eyelashes. Now, I find it really hard to find a mascara that just works really well for me. My eyelashes don't like to hold a curl. I did already curl my eyelashes, but as you guys can see, I mean, the eyelashes are a little bit lifted, but I almost feel like they're starting to like droop down. So my eyelashes don't hold a curl super well, and this mascara doesn't really help to hold the curl either. I do feel like it does lengthen it, and it gives, you know, the nice black color to them, but I don't personally find this to be super volumizing, but I like the ingredients and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's just my personal preference. Now also, something when I first got this, like this just immediately came off. It's probably just a fluke. I'm sure it's not for all of them, but this is a luxury mascara, so of course you don't want it just breaking like that. Obviously the mascara is still fine, it works fine, but just that part of the packaging, it just broke off super easily. Literally, I think it was the first time that I used it. I just went to open it and it just immediately like came off. So that's just that. I'm sure they're not all like that. For the lips, I'm going to use one of their lip liners, and I actually have 2 of their lip liners. I have the shade Soft and also the shade Bare. The lip pencils are a softly matte glide-on pencils that impart rich color and major staying powder, adds definition and dimension to any lip look while nourishing lips. Creamy soft texture and smooth glide can be worn alone or a dialed down lip. So I'm going to swatch them for you. I did swatch them a little bit earlier. Here's them right there, but I'm just going to swatch them again. So this one is Soft. Just going to swatch it a little bit bigger. So this is the shade Soft, and this is the shade Bare. I think that I want to go for the more pink one, so I'm going to use the shade Bare, and I'm actually going to fill in my lips with this. To top that off, I'm gonna use their lip balm. This is just a clear lip balm. And I think that that lip liner is really pretty. Definitely a very like natural pink color, great for every day. When you just want to do like super quick makeup. If you are curious about this lip balm, so this is a super silky and sophisticated nourishing lip balm. It says essential product elevated to a sculptural tactile state of luxury with its sensual texture and sleek piano black packaging. Packs a punch with ultra nourishing natural ingredients that keep lips hydrated, free of parabens, silicones, and petrolatum. So then lastly, I'm going to apply their powder highlighter, and this is in the shade Beam. The Beam is described as a cool champagne pearl. This highlighter is said to be the ultimate iridescent finish in a velvety soft powder. It says, true to its name, Light Slip looks like a beam of light and feels utterly weightless. This buildable highlighter formula glides on evenly, leaving a natural-looking dewy sheen in its wake, and layers create a strobe-lit iridescence. Every layer gives skin a soft, pearlescent glaze thanks to ethically sourced mica and mimics the way natural light hits the face for a sophisticated, elegant look. I'm going to apply this to the tops of the cheekbones. I'm just going to swatch it for you guys as well. Where do we have left to swatch? Okay, just going to swatch it right here. That is really, really pretty. Definitely, like, you can see it has some glow to it, but it also seems somewhat subtle. So again, good for like a natural, like everyday makeup look. If you don't want a highlighter that's like super overpowering, this one is definitely more subtle, but it still gives that glow. I feel like I could see it more on my nose. I feel like it is like very, it's not super obvious. It is very like minimal shine. Alright you guys, so this is the completed look. I feel like it definitely is a very like natural, everyday type of makeup look. I personally really like this. I really do like a brown like eyeshadow. I feel like it really brings out my blue eyes. And then just like that natural pink blush color and this lip liner color. I feel like it just looks so nice together. It just looks very natural and healthy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Overall, I do really enjoy these products. I feel like these products are very nice for like a natural, like quick, easy makeup. Obviously, they are a more luxurious makeup brand. I feel like they are a little bit more expensive than like regular like high-end makeup. Even like regular clean beauty makeup. Clean beauty makeup, most clean beauty makeup brands are very similarly priced to like regular conventional makeup. And I feel like KJAER WEIS is definitely a luxury clean beauty makeup brand. And their products are just a bit more expensive than regular clean beauty makeup brands. I hope that makes sense. Like some of their products I feel like are similarly priced to clean beauty makeup, to other clean beauty makeup brands, but also some of their products are more expensive than other clean beauty makeup brands. So definitely if you were to purchase a full face of KJAER WEIS, that would get pretty pricey, but that can also be said about a lot of clean beauty makeup brands. But yeah, so hopefully this video kind of helped you figure out if there are any products that you would want to get. Maybe you don't really want to get a full face, or maybe you do, but hopefully this video kind of helped you narrow down which products you're the most interested in. Definitely let me know in the comments section below which products stood out to you, which ones you're the most interested in trying, and if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I think the standout products for me is this eyeshadow. I really like this shade. I feel like it really brings out my blue eyes. I also think that this duo is just so gorgeous. The blush shade in here is so pretty. Definitely if you do have a deeper skin tone, then maybe this will work for a highlighter for you. I am excited to test this out as a bronzer in the summer. I could use it now, but I feel like I like cream products in the summer. And then I also really like the lip liner. I definitely like both of these shades, but I feel like Bear, which is the one I have on now, is just like the perfect like everyday pink color. Personally, I wouldn't go for the mascara myself, just because it doesn't really volumize them as much as I would want them to, but I feel like it's hard for me to actually find a mascara that I personally really like. Like I said, mascara can be very individual, so you might like this, but I feel like it didn't work out the absolute best for me. I actually am more impressed by this cream foundation than I thought I would be. Now, if I was using it alone without the oil, I honestly don't think that I would really like it, just because I think it would feel too heavy on my skin, or not heavy, just because I feel like it would feel too drying on my skin. And cream foundations I find I don't normally go for cream foundations because they can look patchy, and they can look a little bit heavy on like dry patches, and if you do have texture, sometimes they can just look quite heavy. But actually this one is not looking bad, but I do think definitely make sure your face is very well moisturized. Use the oil, that really helps. I feel like using this oil really helped, but like it only looks a little bit heavy in some areas, like right here, a little bit right here. Some of the more problematic areas on my skin right now, but other than that, like it actually looks quite seamless. So I am more impressed with this than I thought it would be, just because it is a cream foundation, and normally cream foundations don't work for me. Again, it's probably not one that I'm going to reach for like extremely often, just being completely honest here. And it's not because it's a bad product, it's just because cream foundations aren't normally what I go for. I really do like liquid foundations. That's just a personal preference, but I do think that this does look pretty good on the skin. I don't know, you guys tell me what you think. I'll get up close here so you guys can really see. Obviously, I do have a lot of texture going on. I do have hyperpigmentation, so it's not giving me full coverage, and it does look a little bit heavy in some areas, and that's honestly the reason that I probably just wouldn't reach for it super often. But if you don't have texture and you don't have those issues, you might really like how this foundation looks on. your skin. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you guys do want to see more content from me in the future, it would mean so much to me if you would go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos. If you guys are curious in checking out any of these products, I will have everything that I talked about and mentioned in this video linked in the description box below, including shades and all of that. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all for my next video. Bye guys.